Welcome back to Streets of Toronto once again, and we're gonna be doing for some kind of a GT1 lap times. But before we're gonna be doing for some kind of GT1 lap times after this video, it's time to do what it takes to be for a, without further ado, let's do, we cannot able to do for LMP1 lap times. Let's do this for only for GT1LM lap times around the streets of Toronto. So we're back in Cars 2 reference in about for a few decades for just a little bit, but last time in this video in about race mode that should be used as 4-lap race in streets of Toronto. I got currently for 3,333,300 credits as well. So let's gonna be using around for the McLaren F1, and looks like this is absolutely to take all of this one and to take all of this one strategy, and it's time to use in about PG Motorsport mode. Let's see about for the lap times or even for the first time, and make sure this is not going to be taking for a very much while. In about the streets of Toronto, I'm going to might be able to use about for this in onboard view, and looks like this is absolutely going to be taking us pretty loud, and to do this like I say, and it's going to be taking for all of this one and taking for, I mean, this is not going to be such as going to be one time. I think we might be able to get slowed down in a midnight racing reference. I have to slow down into the second to first gear, and once it's did not able to get for overpowered. But in this one strategy, Bo might able not able to take around for this an outlap session. That was even for an overlap for just a little bit once. I have to cool down for my tires, and because of this absolutely overheat this strategy. And because this is absolutely to take only one piece and to get all the way to 4th gear, make sure it, I believe it we're going to be taking for so much up for the side up, and because it's only one thing that I never able to get even going. So let's keep going and about for even for a decent first lap times whatsoever. So let's line we're going to be taking out for a 2nd gear, and this is how we're going to be taking for all over this one. Over 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let's gonna be taking about this a little bit slow in our first gear, and we just make things a little bit for currently have for so many credits. As very much to take around for a 3rd gear. I wonder if that new update should be add Formula 1 cars as well. It does not absolutely add Formula 1 cars anymore, and because due to itself, and that was absolutely for 1 second behind. Looks like we're going to be taking out for a 3rd gear to 2nd. Taking out for this a little bit for closer, like I guess. And taking for this a Monaco Grand Prix. Inside this a little bit for only these ones as well. And because this is going to be very close. Very literally close as well. And it's going to be literally to take it all the way for actually some other cars are just going to be completing against only one thing. And this is not exactly how the strategy is. We're going to be taking all the way down into the inside, but only just the 5th gear. Now exactly how I need to get a little bit slower, then hit the wall into our first amount of gear. And looks like we're just never going to be doing the same. 1 minute and 13 seconds. It is about slower than the Group C cars as well. So I might never able to get Shure if this is not absolutely what, and that's never going to be doing for once again. And the GT4 cars are just absolutely sleeping around, so let's going to be getting back into the garage, and we're going to be doing this once again. As before this is absolutely to take around for this GT1LM cars, I'm about to take to use for the Mercedes and CLK GTR, which is absolutely most likely is going to be no perfect at all, and because due to it's something for it's going to be one thing. Let's drop the V8 off and to take all of this one into its one strategy. This is how we're going to be taking for about for its sewer gears into our first step, and we'll be taking about for this one. After its outlap, we're going to be taking on for a first couple of reference. In the last time's race mode, we used for the AMG for this a little bit. We cannot able to use for this only one thing. I just used the CLK GT1, but over itself, it's going to be taken for a very much speed as fast as possible before it will make things no stress at all. And but last season for in the race mode, which is absolutely did for 4 laps by using the Mercedes CLK GTR as well. Using a CLK GT1 is absolutely for a one priority that we're going to be blasting all the way into it somewhere, but it's very first time. It's a powerful V8, and to take all of this fastest lap times whatsoever, and because of this strategy, must up to hit over 200 miles an hour, and this is how it's going to be going on, 0.1 seconds behind, and it's absolutely to take all the way around to second gear. It looks like the Chevy Camaro is just when things a little bit worse, but that was pretty faster than a Group C cars as even possible. Now let's take it around for the second gear, and we just absolutely made for a pretty huge mistake over here. I recommended that we're going to be using for a mouse control or something. It's not going to be taken for very as good or something like else. It is going to be 1.1 seconds behind. It's not very good about for this one strategy. Let's try again, or even about for just only taking for 1 decade ago. So even though it is absolutely taking for a little bit of much time without going to get oversteer, and instead of this one, let's try again. The Mercedes started to fail for a little bit of times, and a little bit of this one will be absolutely using for a mouse control for the first time. I wonder that it is. It's not going to be enough. Now it looks like we're just going to be went out here into the second gear, and we're going to be taking about for at least a slow down into the first gear and blast onto the second gear into the outside lane. And it's not going to be very as possible, but it's 0.5 seconds. A little bit for this one. We'll be taking on to it's a little bit for 0.6 seconds in front of us. Now we're not going to be doing for a little bit mistake, but last time for this mistake was the McLaren F1 GTR. Is absolutely dead here for the fastest lap times whatsoever. So this is where that it should be putting around for the mistakes all the way around here. And because of this mistakes can result in for a little bit for literally. And it does not absolutely to take it from it's most likely the most best lap times, whatever it is. Now another lap time is not going to be sure. That was absolutely pretty extremely slow, but 1 second in front of us. Now it looks like we're going to be taking a little bit slow, and taking for the first gear to take it and attack it seriously, and blast it all the way to 1 minute and 13 to 1 minute and 14.0. That was so slow than I ever expected. It wasn't absolutely to try again, but maybe next time into this left hand in for just a little bit. I can't believe it. That was absolutely pretty going on for whatsoever. And because this is absolutely a little bit slower, that is the most slowest ever lap time. It's not the slowest, but it's almost just like the same 1 second ahead of us. And because due to something for just like a little bit of bad luck for just like say for never a bit. And now the grand masterpiece. And because if this is absolutely trying to someone is absolutely in some kind of a server's tab, that's gonna be respawning for over here. So let's do this for spawning down, and is there right-handed for just a little bit once. If this is not absolutely oversteer, and this is gonna be taken for a little bit for pretty much. Let's take it for the out lap, and it doesn't absolutely to say what it was. The Chevy Camaro just screwed himself down for just over here. And looks like it's going to be taking a little bit for it very much as well. It's a right-handed and just inside of the cockpit view. And because due to it's something for just like it's a huge mistake. It's going to be very bad as first lap, or it's even more bad. And because if I just going to be exiting out of the pits, that corner cuts whatever it is. And it does not take it for very seriously whatsoever. And because of this only one strategy, we'll be taking up for a maximum attack at all the ways. Let's do this for a literally maximum attack for all the way. I have to stop for this vehicle before I'm just going to be starting all over again. It's not going to be taken for a very much. Now let's take it for this only one seriously. For very seriously at this time. I think we just absolutely for this going to be using for it. I'm really not going to be doing for going all of this one. And somebody just absolutely saying for just a little bit, I have to turn off the chat filter as well. And because due to my distractions, makes me feeling a little bit worse. But all of a sudden, we'll be taking around for the fastest lap times by using the Porsche 996 GT1. And let's take it out for just a little bit fast, but more even taking for very much slower. At least this is going to be taken for a very much as well. let's gonna be hitting around for the gear second. And the most fastest lap times will be the Porsche 996. And today this is absolutely never able to take around for this hugely mongously fast. And it looks like this is absolutely for 0.2 seconds behind of him as well. So to take around for this only one strategy, let's take on the outside lane into its first gear without any corner cuts as well. We don't have anything for this a little bit. And because I received for a next couple of message, and because do like I say, it looks like we just made for a third gear and blasted all the way to gear 4, and it doesn't mean it's gonna be the really fastest lap times, whatever it seems. It absolutely is ahead of us for a last couple of seconds ahead of us, and because the McLaren F1 GT1 wins, because due to my strategy myself, will be taking around for itself for just a little bit close around for the wall hits, and literally as well. And the most fastest is 1 minute and 12.714, and the winner is McLaren F1 GTR. And looks like this has got to be even much more slower than it was. So that is the end of the video for just a little bit. If I just sing some other kinds of language for instantly, that should enable to leave this game. I must leave for just only one time as well. So, and this is absolutely for my warnings. It was absolutely to take for things a little bit advantage as well. So if you enjoy about for the GT1 lap times and about for cars to reference, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And we'll see you in another video in Streets of Toronto. And because which will be Triple Concept signing off, and I got hit by the Ford GTE as well. So I just want absolutely to take it a little bit seriously, but over and out it was.